welcome back from injury number 4, Chris Allan.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Pitch. I'm Izzy Sullivan, and on today's episode, we're going to start by taking a quick look around the league, where things stand for the Battery in the Eastern Conference, and then later, midfielder Chris Allan will join me to talk a little bit about his journey back from injury, what the rehab process really looks like, and how it feels to finally be back in the action after nearly 10 months. First things first, let's take a look at where things stand after our 2-0 win against Detroit City FC last weekend. You can see we have moved up to 5th in the table and knocked Detroit down from their number 2 spot. Something to keep in mind, there are only 2 points separating us from Indy, who now occupies that 2nd place position. Also, 4 teams, including us, are now leveled at 16 points, proving just how tight the top 6 teams are in the standing. So it's really going to be a battle in the next few weeks to find that separation on the table. But another big storyline coming out of Saturday night's match is the return of Chris Allan and the debut of Alec Hughes after they were both sidelined earlier this year and both featured for the first time in 2026 against Detroit. Hughes made his debut in the 90th minute, his first competitive showing since the preseason. It's kind of like a new mid-season signing and comes at a great time given that Colton Swan will be unavailable this week after getting called up to another US national team camp. Good for him, but also a great time for Alec Hughes to come in and bring depth, rotation, and speed to the attacking line. Chris Allan came into the match alongside Alec Hughes, making his first appearance for the Black and Yellow in 287 days. I know the rehab process was long and grueling for Allan, so I kind of want to pull back the curtains a little bit today and talk a little bit more about what that process is actually like from a player. Okay, I'm joined by Chris Allan here. Chris, thanks for joining me. Chris, you had a little bit of a long process getting back onto the field, and you entered the match in around the 90th minute on Saturday. So congratulations on finally being back. How did it feel in that moment to finally get back with the team on the pitch?
Obviously, it feels really good, yeah. Long waited for 10, so of course any amount of minutes is going to feel good. The reception from the fans was always really nice,
yeah.
So that was a lovely touch.
They were really loud cheering for you. They missed you. Chris, what have these last 10 months been like for you getting back after your injury?
Yeah, obviously a little bit of a struggle because you just, at the end of the day, you just want to play. But so yeah, just a lot of rehabilitation stuff, a lot of gym cardio, a little bit brutal, but yeah, just it's at least being a bit of a more comfortable ride week in, you know, each week's being very similar to just find my feet and get healthy in that regard. I didn't have to do a lot of the away travel, so it was nice to, you know, help with my sleep recovery in that regard. So yeah, just similar weekend, just like small progressions for the longest time. Would have been nice to cut it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned before that it had been 287 days in between games that you played, and you told me that it was a chronic injury. Did you know that it was going to be this long of a recovery?
I probably lasted maybe 4 to 6 months with a little bit of pain in my ankle Achilles, which was manageable. You know, I'd had obviously the help from the training department in that regard. But yeah, it just got to a bit of a trifecta of speaking with a surgeon. It was just at a point I think it was just going to get worse and worse, and pain was just creeping in more and more. So yeah, I just got to that point where the sort of risk versus reward of playing, yeah, it was easier to make the decision in the end to just get it fixed for good.
Chris, going into surgery, did you have a sense of the recovery time?
I mean, I had a little bit of a sense. Achilles tendons are a little bit tricky, very volume based, so when you're getting onto the field stuff, it can be a little bit of an unknown, but roughly, yeah, I was aiming for at least sort of by July to be making an impact within the team again. Otherwise, you know, I was probably taking a bit too long.
Did you have any days during rehab that were hard for you and you were like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna make it back? Or was it?
Maybe not to that extent, but I think honestly, you just gotta take every day as it comes, because there's so many ups and downs. No real recovery process is just linear and smooth. So yeah, you kind of just gotta ride it out. There's always gonna be hiccups, but I guess as long as you've had a sort of a long-term injury before, you kind of know that going into it a little bit. If it was my first long-term, then yeah, it's probably a little bit harder to deal with in that sense.
Yeah, I was gonna ask this, is this not your first like long-term injury?
No, I mean, I wish it was. But
yeah.
I've had a surgery before I've dealt with, so yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I tore my ACL during college soccer, and I remember I had a journal, and literally every other day it would be like, I'm quitting, I can't do this anymore, and then the next day it would be like, I'm coming back, I'm so excited. It's so up and down. But what really helped me was the people around me. What was your support system like during your recovery?
I mean, amazing. I'm very fortunate. Not only the Battery support, but even my brother has helped me massively, not even just with this injury, just with my career in general. He's a really, really good person to have beside me.
Is he a soccer player?
He is a first team strength and conditioning coach with Newcastle United. So.
Oh, perfect. So have you guys been chatting a lot during the process?
I'm always in touch with him.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. And Chris, now you're finally back, thank goodness. When did you start feeling like yourself again during training and during the process?
Honestly, day one of being on the field, I think I've been out for so long that nothing was gonna stop me feeling good. Just put my boots on again for the first time. So it's really honestly been a little bit of a breeze ever since that point, because I've just been so happy.
So it's just like you just had to get on the field, and then from that point on, it's been pretty easy.
Yeah.
What about nerves in terms of getting into the game for the first time, even your first training? Did you have nerves at all?
Maybe a little bit, but it's more of a personal, first touch, passing, I just obviously want to be 100%.
So just focusing on that.
Yeah.
That's really good. I feel like I'd be so nervous when I got back on the field, but that's impressive. I know you've had long-term injuries before, but do you think it's changed you as a player at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the physicality standpoint, you just start to understand your body even more, even if you thought you knew before.
Yeah.
There's little bits that you've got to add to your routine, some things that you might take away that help you, you know, as the seasons go on. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's cliche, but you know, you always learn as you get on. So.
Yeah, and I feel like you appreciate every day on the field even more, right?
Of course,
yeah. Well, Chris, you have now played 98 matches with the Battery, so getting up to that century mark with the Charleston Battery, what does it mean to you to be within that 100 career mark with the Black and Yellow?
I mean, yeah, it means everything. From 2023, we had a very good year, and honestly, ever since, it's kind of been chasing that feeling of the final game.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I've experienced it with this club. I've only experienced it with the Battery, so I don't know. I want to continue to do so. So yeah, obviously it means a lot to help this team be successful. And
like you said, coming on at Patriots Point for your first game back was amazing. You can hear the crowd from the press box. I was really excited for you. And also the timing is kind of crucial because this is a really important stretch that you guys have coming up. You have the Prinx Tires USL Cup this weekend against Pittsburgh, and that's a really important game. We're number 1 in the standings for Group 6. Pittsburgh's just behind us, so this game's going to be crucial, deciding who moves forward. What kind of challenges does Pittsburgh present now that you've gotten to see from the sidelines them play against the Battery this season?
Yeah, they're on I think, of very good streaks the last 6-7 games. So their confidence alone and their ability right now is something, you know, we have to match up, go beyond that. I also think they probably, after, you know, the last time we played Pittsburgh here, we did well. They probably want to correct that as well. So I mean, they're going to be very up for it from the start. So it's just about, it's still got to play our game, but we've definitely got to be smart and control it in that aspect, because it's going to be fast-paced. So yeah.
What kind of extra significance do you think this game presents, at least from a player, you know, the game being a USL Cup match rather than a regular season match? Or do you, as a player, just take it as the same and not even think about that?
I mean, with the success we've had so far in the Cup, of course, it's like any other game we want to win now. I think especially because we want to go far in the Cup. I think we want to put right last year's Cup run as well. So yeah, you know, just like any other, but it's game at a time anyway. So yeah, it's as important as any other game we would go into.
I know the season's so long, so I'm sure the Cup and, you know, the vision of a trophy even closer than November. Does that add anything for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, of course you got to manage the midweeks and the back-to-backs.
For sure, yeah.
But I mean, I'm just grateful that I can now help the team. I'm an extra squad member to help with minutes in that regard. So yeah, obviously we have even more people coming back. We have Alec, who's another addition.
Yeah.
And Laurent,
Yeah.
Nanan. So yeah, I think once we're all fit and healthy, we should, yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. I think we should be relishing every opportunity.
Yeah, before you came in, I talked about how Saturday's big storyline was the return of you, the debut of Alec, Nana's coming back. So great timing for all these awesome players to be coming back onto the pitch. Chris, another exciting time for soccer. The World Cup is coming. How excited are you to be?
I'm very 50-50. I don't want to overhype England, especially with recent cup runs. So I'm very just neutral right now. I don't want to, you know, speak anything into existence. So.
Okay. Have you ever been to a World Cup as a fan?
I haven't. No.
Are you planning on trying to get to a game here, or is it just?
Unless you want to offer me tickets.
Do you want to offer me tickets? Okay, Chris. Who wins the World Cup this year?
England.
Who really wins the World Cup this year?
I wouldn't say anyone other than England.
Okay. All right. We're gonna play a fun game. World Cup. Would you rather? Off the dome. Ready? England win the World Cup or Newcastle win the Premier League 3 times in a row?
Oh God. England win the World Cup. I'm confident in Newcastle.
Okay.
In years to come, being a competitor anyway, and
you just want it to come home.
Yeah.
Really badly. Okay. Prime Rooney or Prime Kane for one tournament run?
Prime Rooney.
Have Prime David Beckham or current Jude Bellingham?
I'm gonna have to go with Becks.
Really? Wow.
I think so, yeah.
VAR saves England in a final or no VAR forever?
No VAR forever. Get
really?
rid of it. Yeah. Honestly.
I was not expecting you to say that. Okay. Front row at every World Cup match or every Newcastle match?
I guess if I chose England, I'd be able to make a bit of a trip vacation out of it.
True.
And go around the world, so.
Okay, so front row at every World Cup match? Okay.
I'll sit high up Newcastle.
We gotta send this video to FIFA, get you free. Would you rather have a World Cup in England and not go to a game, or have the World Cup in another country and go to every game?
Yeah, I'll go to every game.
In another country? Okay. If you could bring back one England legend for this World Cup, who would it be?
I have to say to Paul Gascoigne.
Okay, I don't know who that is. Yikes. Gonna have to look that up after this. All right, Chris, that's it. Thank you so much for coming on. Very chatty today, as always.
My pleasure.
Guys, like I said, USL Cup match against Pittsburgh this Saturday, and then kind of a busy stretch. We have a midweek game against Tampa, and then we bring it back home for another home match on June 13th. So very exciting time for the Charleston Battery. We'll see you there. Come out to those games to see Chris and the Battery this Saturday take on Pittsburgh Riverhounds.